I think I made a statement, UFC 10.
Right.
And then I followed it up with UFC 11. And then I fought Dan the Beast Severn, UFC 10 for the first ever UFC heavyweight title. We were in New York, Buffalo, New York, all ready to go for the world heavyweight title. And all of a sudden at 8 o'clock Friday night, the UFC called us all into the room and said, go pack your bags. We're flying to Alabama because the New York committee, they won out. It was over. The show is not going to happen in New York tomorrow night. I just needed to get in that cage. I didn't care if it was in New York or if it was in Ottawa. Is that in Canada? Ottawa?
Yeah, that's actually where I'm from, actually.
Do they still have a hockey team
there?
Yeah,
they do.
Hannibal?
Yeah. Ottawa Senators.
Hannity?
Hannibal, yeah.
You know Hannity from Fox?
Yeah. I know you like him.
He's a good guy, man. He's pretty, his facial expressions, the whole thing, he's good. He's top dog, but you're Hannibal.
Yeah. And I actually interviewed Dan Severn. He said he'd seen you in action in the bars back in your college days before UFC.
What do you mean action in the bars? Dan Severn's seen me in action in the bars? I don't believe it for a second. I believe he's telling a story. Who Dan Severn has turned into a storyteller, because back in the day, Dan Severn, he couldn't spit out 2 sentences, but now, this man's hilarious, and I think he's seen me in action. What does that mean? Fight action?
Yeah.
I never got in a fight in no bar.
Maybe you don't remember.
Well, I mean, of course I got in a fight in a few bars, but don't ever remember Dan Severn being there. But I'd like to know this story, because, hey, I'm not going to deny, who doesn't have loss of memory as they get older, no matter what the situation is. But no, there's a lot of stories that I need my buddies to fill me in on. But I didn't fight that much in the bars, and I never got in a fight in a bar. I never got in a fight in a bar since I stepped in that cage. Right. Prior to stepping in the cage, yes, I had my altercations here and there. People say in the hundreds, but the truth is maybe a handful, 10, because 90 of them I won by letting the guy know I'm going to kill him. And that's the best way to win, without any altercation, him having to walk away. But I did get into, but they didn't last long. You know what I mean? They did not last long. All of a sudden I went from a bar fight, and they say, Dan Severn says, Jeff Blatnick, God bless him, rest in peace, my good friend. He said that he's been known to be pretty good on the streets. Well, it's good hype. I was pretty good on the streets, but you know what? When you walk into the cage, it ain't the streets.